Welcome back to this final video for the pre-conference sessions. This last part is dealing with these last three phases here. And again, referring back to the design thinking, this is the prototyping stage that's in the design thinking, where the student will do so much, get some feedback, do a bit more, get some feedback, and they're continually refining and critiquing the work that they're doing. So they're capturing they're creating what they want to share with everybody and the story that they want to tell, and then they're evaluating that in different ways, not just content but also process. So first of all, let's look at the create share. Here is their inquiry project. Now, it could be done individually or it could be done in a group. But what we want to do here is look at getting them to tell their story. So they're going to look at going beyond just the facts. They're going to look at what they're going to make meaning out of, and they're going to communicate that with others, so that not only will they learn, but through their sharing that others will learn as well. So they're going to be sharing things like what is interesting, what is informative, what learning has substantiated the content, and in many ways, if they're sharing their investigation or the outcomes of their investigation, others will learn from that as well. So it's really looking at integrating the ideas and the new information that they've gathered so that they can gain some deeper understanding, and also it will involve them in being more precise. They're engaging in summarizing and interpreting and drawing conclusions in this stage. The biggest thing is that it's important for them to feel that they are able to share their insights and to contribute to others' learning as they go through this process. Then the next one in this phase is the evaluation. And when we're in session at the conference, we'll look a little bit about exploring rubrics, because it is a good way to look at evaluating how students are going. And that way then you can look at evaluating a number of things. You can evaluate whether they've achieved their learning goals, whether they've understood the content, whether they have embraced the process at this point. But what we're going to look at is the emergent thinking, because here they're trying to pull it all together and say, okay, these are things now that I see I can do and take to my next research project, that I can see value in adopting this particular approach or using this particular strategy to be able to undertake further research. Now, our questions again for reflection. I'll just remind you that really in this role of inquiry learning, you are being a facilitator, guide, coach or mentor. Now, depending on the age bracket, as younger students you might see yourself more in a guide. When you get middle school you might be more of as a facilitator, and then in your senior secondary you become more of a coach and a mentor to them, because they need to go up into working with hypothesis and really looking at higher levels of inquiry when they get into their senior secondary years. The questions to reflect on is, how do you support the create share phase of learning for students? Because this can definitely be kind of the a little bit of in, but a lot of it will be out of class activity, because it's up to them to kind of pull things together. You might assist them by indicating the type of inquiry project format that you want, but it's up to them then to go and to work with that and get their information pulled together ready to share in that process. Then what methods do you use for reflection on learning and also the process? Again, that can be an out of class, and then bring it into class to get that rich discussion and get the interactivity between the students about what they have learnt through the process. Again, we're trying to focus on what activities lend themselves to being flipped in and out of the classroom, or a combination depending on what you're doing. So review an existing curriculum unit, look at how you support that creation and presentation and evaluation process, and identify and record similarities and differences between your unit and the guided inquiry design. The tools again, double bubble map, and also the Venn diagrams and contrast tools. Below you will find a reference list, and in that reference list are all the resources that I've referred to through these first three videos, and also there will be an opportunity for you to share your reflections on how you might flip some activities to support inquiry-based learning. You know, what are the ones you could flip and how you might be able to do this. So I look forward to meeting you at the conference, and we'll then explore things a little bit further in looking at how you would design a unit and also some units that have already been done under this framework.